Hello, my name is Fox and you're watching Den of Fools. Let's jump right in.
In week 46 of 2024, we had 148 tournaments, with a total of 2,884 players and 10,735 games played. We have a lot of tournaments in this period, which allowed a lot of factions to do well on the placings. With that said, this week the Space Marines are back at the top, with 22 wins, 65 top 3s, and a weighted base of 24, which is an improvement on last time. This increase in form can be attributed to the increased number of tournaments. As always, we will provide the placings and win rates for the individual chapters in the Space Marine chapter breakdown later on in the video. The Necrons are in second place with 16 wins, 41 top 3s, and a weighted place of 11, which is the joint third best overall. This is an impressive result, considering they had a weighted place of 25.1 last time out. Guard are unable to replicate their chart token performance this week, however, they still have a great result with 12 wins, 41 top 3s, and a weighted place of 40.3. It was unlikely they would continue to top the chart, but they are doing well with specific lists which focus on the most competitive units. It is a little bit of a shame that when Guard are doing well, it is usually via spamming a few very strong units. I'm sure Guard players are happy to see them near the top regardless. The Genius of the Cult come next with 9 wins, 18 top 3s, and a very impressive weighted placing of 6.3, which is the best overall. They are doing very well at the moment, and are arguably the top faction the first month since the balance update. I personally am a little surprised they're doing so well, but we do know GW will make further changes to them in the December update, which will include rules changes. The Death Guard get 8 wins with 28 top 3s and a weight base of 15.9. They have been performing well throughout the first month, which I'm sure Death Guard players are happy about, as they've been one of the weaker armies for a while before this. Chaos Demons also get 8 wins with 24 top 3s and a weight place of 11 like the Necrons. Like the Death Guard, they have been doing well since the update and are quite competitive overall. The final factions in blue all get 7 wins, being ranked by the number of top 3 placings. The Tau get 20 with a weighted place of 18.3, while the Custodians get 15 with a weighted place of 14.1. The Thousand Suns see a small return to form with 10 top 3s and a weighted place of 9.9, which is the second best overall. The Tyranids top the green group with 6 wins, 24 top 3s, and a weighted place of 27.7. Both Chaos Space Marines and Orcs get 6 wins and 17 top 3s, with weighted place of 21.2 and 21.8 respectively. The World Eaters get 5 wins with 20 top 3s and a weighted place of 23.2. Chaos Knights and Sisters also get 5 wins, with Chaos Knights getting 18 top 3s and a weighted place of 15.2. Sisters get 16 top 3s with a weighted place of 19.2. The Grey Knights are the last faction in green with 4 wins, 11 top 3s and a weighted place of 16.5. We have 5 known factions in yellow, with between 1 and 3 wins. Most of these have reasonably high weighted placings, in particular the Votan, whose 74 players only managed a single win. Overall, there's a good spread of wins, but as stated earlier, with more tournaments, there are more opportunities for the factions. 23 factions manage at least one top 10 placing, with the Space Marines getting the most top 10s with 259. Guard are in second with 104 top 10 placings. Necrons are in third on 101 top 10 placings. The Space Marines are the most played faction with 17.89% of all players taking them. Necrons are the second most popular on 7.56%. Guard are in third on 6.97%. It seems like these three have cemented their place at the top of the popularity chart.
It takes our resident stats guru and Ultramarine fanboy Fearless Fox many hours to collect all the data. It would be great if you could show your appreciation by liking and sharing the video. It really helps us with the God algorithm of YouTube. We have grouped the win rates by colour, with the key at the bottom of the screen.
This week, the Genius of the Cults topped the charts with a win rate of 52.9%. This is a little lower than we have seen in previous weeks, but they are clearly one of the top factions at the moment, and have been performing the best since the balance update in terms of win rate. Chaos Demons come next with a win rate of 52.5%, which is another good result for them. The World Eaters are close behind with a win rate of 52.2%. The Guard have dropped back a bit with a win rate of 52%, compared to the 55.8% they got last week. Regardless, this is still a strong showing for the Astra Militarum. The Death Guard come next with a win rate of 51.2%, followed by Grey Knights, Thousand Suns, and Tau, who all have a win rate of 50.9%. Imperial Knights and Chaos Knights are the last factions in green, with win rates of 50.6 and 50.4 respectively. Necrons top the yellow group, just missing out on green with a win rate of 49.7%. Admech get a win rate of 48.6%, with Custodians on 48.4%. The Tyranids are on 48.1%, with Imperial Agents on 47.5%, which is actually a very good result for them. The Orcs get a win rate of 46.3%, with Votan and Space Marines overall on 46%. The Sisters are the last faction in the Goldilocks zone, with a win rate of 45.5%. This week we only have 3 factions below the zone, with Chaos Space Marines at a win rate of 42.9%. The Drukhari get a win rate of 42.7%, which is a slight decrease for them. The Eldari have fallen back by a larger amount, getting a win rate of 42.3% compared to the 48.5% they got last time. Overall, the game is looking relatively well balanced, with only 3 factions below the Goldilocks zone. There is a relatively even split between green and yellow this week, which is a bit more balanced than what we have been seeing. As we now have a full month of data, the 4-week win rate and the running total win rate are the same. We have a clear winner in the first month, with the Gene Stealer Cults way out in front, with a win rate of 55.6%, making them the only faction above the Goldilocks zone. Guard are in second place with a win rate of 51.8%. Death Guard and Chaos Demons are the last factions in green, both on a win rate of 51.3%. The vast majority of factions are in yellow after the first month, with nearly all of them being in the Goldilocks zone. Imperial Agents are below with a win rate of 36.4%, which isn't too surprising as they struggle as a full army and do not have a lot of players. Overall, the game is looking very balanced after the first month, although most factions are in the 50 to 45% range. There are some very clear frontrunners, but only the Gene Stealers are a step above everyone else. I think GW have done a reasonably good job from the last balance update. Of course, we know that another one is coming in December, so it will most likely all change again when this sees play. Now we have looked at the full factions, let's break down the Space Marine chapters. Minus the 2 Deathwatch players, the Dark Angels are the winners this week with a win rate of 50.7%. This is a decent increase on the win rate of 45.9% they got last time. I'm a little surprised their win rate has increased this much, as it has been around 45% since the update. The Space Wolves come next with a win rate of 47.3%, which is a decrease from the 52.8% they got last time. Their win rate has been a little up and down recently. Perhaps this is due to the fact they only have 19 players overall. The Blood Angels come next with a win rate of 46.8%. I would have expected them to do a bit better, but they have managed to get some good results at big tournaments. The Templars continue to struggle on a win rate of 44%, just beating the Codex chapters, who are performing even worse on a win rate of 42%. Predictably, the Dark Angels get the most wins this week with 9. The Blood Angels managed to get a few more top 10s with 69. The Unknown Codex chapters get the most top 10s however, with a total of 74. Overall, the Space Marines are still being heavily carried by the Divergent chapters, which continues to significantly outperform the Codex chapters. I guess we will have to wait and see what changes GW make in the December update, but they mentioned they will be changing Space Marines. The Space Marine running totals after the first month have the Space Wolves at the top with a win rate of 50.1%. The Blood Angels are close behind on 48.8%, with the Dark Angels on 47.7%. The Black Templars and Codex chapters continue to struggle, with win rates of 43.7% and 43.2% respectively. With the first month, Chaos Space Marines get a total win rate of 45.9%, with the Emperor's Children managing a 43.1% win rate from their 33 players. I'm sure Chaos Space Marines will get a few more adjustments in the December update.
If you enjoyed our content, please subscribe, check out one of the videos on screen, and consider using our affiliate links in the description. Thank you for watching.